already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moo Shot himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazon, aka El Borracho. Ladies and gentlemen, look. I understand the hardcore boxing community wants to see Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford. I understand the frustration. I understand it. But the sucker shit needs to stop. Excuse my language. The sucker things needs to stop. I see too many sucker stuff going on in the YTBC, in the YouTube boxing community, independent media fans, or whatever y'all want to call it. Too much weak sucker-ish going on. If you're not willing to do what you insinuating Bud Crawford to do, then shut the F up. Please, shut the F up. If you're not willing to do what you insinuating Bud Crawford to do, shut the F up. Shut up. All this take a pay cut, or take the 40, take the 30, or you worth less than this, or whatever. Because if I ask you to take a pay cut in your respective job, you look at me like you crazy. You look at me like, what you trying to say, man? I gotta pay the bills. I gotta pay child support. I gotta pay the water bill. I gotta pay the mortgage. I gotta pay the car note. I gotta pay the groceries. Yo, my wife ain't working. The stimulus check wasn't enough. All the bullshit. Yo, stop it. I wouldn't tell no man, no woman to take less than what your value is. The value that you put forth for yourself. The bar that you set for yourself. Yo, we do not dictate nobody's worth or value. We need to stop this in this community. And matter of fact, in this society, we need to stop dictating what's another human's worth and value. Alright? If I got something, if I put my worth and my value, if I have a number where I put my, you know what I'm saying? Look, it's unlimited to me, because you already know my wealth is God. It's having a personal relationship with God. That is my wealth. I am rich. I am wealthy than anybody. That's how I feel, because my wealth is my personal relationship with God. And I know there's a lot of great people out there that got a personal relationship with God. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know that's the real wealth. But we're going to be talking about money right here. When we talking about money, look, nobody should dictate nobody's value or worth. And I think this is the suckers thing that's going on in the sport of boxing. A lot of fans saying, yo, you got to take this 40, Bud. Who have you fought? Who have you done this? I'm going to tell you like this. Bud Crawford, regardless if I've been frustrated with Bud Crawford. I've been frustrated with Bud Crawford because I want to see the same thing that a lot of people want to see. But when it comes in terms of going into his pockets, that's not what I'm going to do. When it comes to the terms of me valuing his price, that's what I'm going to do. His value, his worth, or the job that he has done, I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because this guy has accomplishment. And a lot of people, just like I said in my other videos, when I said Canelo Alvarez is a walking Hall of Famer. Bud Crawford retires right now. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm going to tell you like this. 3-division world champion, undisputed at 140, and holds the welterweight WBO. My man, he is a Hall of Famer. So a Hall of Famer status fighter should not be taking no pay cuts for nobody. If you are another Hall of Famer, certified Hall of Famer like Manny Pacquiao. If it ain't Manny Pacquiao, if I was Bud Crawford, I wouldn't take a pay cut for Sean Porter. I wouldn't take a pay cut for Keith Thurman. I wouldn't take a pay cut for Errol Spence. No, I would not take a pay cut with Errol Spence. Errol Spence is the unified welterweight champion of the world, and that's it. Bud Crawford is a 3-division world champion, has more fights under the belt, has been his guaranteed pay, has been more than any of the guys in the PBC that you want him to fight aside from Manny Pacquiao. You already know he got a cemented legacy. For to ask a man that got the accomplishment that he has to take a pay cut, me, that you're being fake, you're being phony, you being a shitty ass person. Excuse my language. Damn it, it's a Christian show with Sunday. Lord, yo, let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. Let's keep it real and let's keep it honest. Let's be fair, bro. Let's be fair, everybody out there. Stop dictating how much a person is worth or their value. The same thing that's going on in women boxing. Same thing. These girls and these beautiful women, these beautiful queens ain't getting paid the way they deserve, especially the elites. You got Amanda Serrano out there knocking every woman out, and she can't even get to the seven-figure mark. Not even close. Not even close. And people out there still want to judge it. No, she shouldn't. She, women in this and women in that. And in terms of Bud Crawford, oh no, he hasn't sold pay-per-view as good as Errol Spence. I'm going to tell you like this. Ain't nobody a pay-per-view star in the sport of boxing right now. Who's a pay-per-view star in the sport of boxing right now? Canelo Alvarez is a pay-per-view, but he's not even fighting pay-per-view right now. But we already know if he goes pay-per-view, he's going to be selling. But who's a pay-per-view star? I'm not talking about pay-per-view attraction, all right? 300, 200,000 pay-per-views. That's not a pay-per-view star. You just saw what Mike Tyson did with Roy Jones Jr.'s 1.6 million. That's a pay-per-view star. None of these dudes is a pay-per-view star. So I ain't taking no pay cut to another dude that's not even a pay-per-view star because I made what? Like 200,000 less or 150,000 less than your pay-per-view. I'm going to take the 60-40. I'm going to take the 70-30. Hey, I respect the sport of boxing. I love the sport of boxing. There's the reason why I do it. I understand the history of the sport of boxing. Not every fight that we want, we get. That's just the history of the sport. Not every mega fight that we want, we get. I understand it's a business, it's prize fighting, and as much as it's prize fighting, sometimes the business is just not good. And none of these guys, and I'm not asking Errol Spence to take a budge, I'm not asking Bud Crawford to take a budge. Thus, I understand why this fight was not going to happen. I've been saying it for 2 years. This fight is not going to happen. Do I want to see it happen? Yes. In my cold heart, yes, I want to see the fight happen. But you people out there need to quit and stop dictating how much a person is worth, what's his value, and insinuating the guy should take less, more than what he's earned. This is boxing. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. No disrespect to other people's job out there, because I wouldn't ask you to take a pay cut. But what do you do? What do you do? Do you put your life on the line and you want the guys that put their life on the line to take pay cuts? Bud Crawford got a family just like you. He got kids just like you. He got a wife just so he support just like you. He got family around him and friends that he want to support. Just like everybody wants to do it if they got the funds to do so. Errol Spence also needs that money to support it. It's to support his family and his beautiful kids and his wife or his family, his mom and dad and things of that nature. I'm not asking nobody to take no pay cuts. Y'all shouldn't ask nobody to take a pay. Y'all shouldn't ask Bud Crawford because you feel this guy made a little bit more pay-per-view. Nah, man. I put it like this. Stop putting stress over Bud. Stop putting stress over Errol Spence. How about if you are going to put some stress on, how about the other hands in the cookie jar? How about who's behind the scenes? How about those 50 to 20, 20 to 50 to 60 hands that's in that cookie jar that's going to be making money off of these dudes? The problem is that we don't see the fight. The problem we don't see the fight with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. We haven't seen, oh, when is the fight? When is the venue? When? Because it's the other hands in the cookie jar. Why we don't see, oh, for example, and the other excuse, this, oh, Bud Crawford. Oh man, and I've used this excuse and I apologize because you know what? See, that's why we gotta grow. See, I've grown out of this. I've grown out of this excuse. Yo, Bud Crawford should have signed with PBC and should have never signed the extension. I know a lot of people use that type of argument when they want to debate and things like that, but this is why we gotta slow down on debate, have a little bit of dialogue, and stop bringing each other down, stop bringing another fighter down. That's what debate does, because you just want to be right, and the other guy just want to prove that you're wrong. Now, Bud Crawford, if you want Bud Crawford across the street and should have signed with PBC, then keep that consistent. Jamal Charlo, you want a lot of people out there want Jamal Charlo to fight Canelo. How about Jamal Charlo sign to Canelo Promotions? Sign with Canelo Promotions. Now, you ain't gonna say that, right? It doesn't make sense, right? You making money the way you making money. You sign the contract, You got a big house, you got a family. Your money is right. It's prize fighting, whatever. I don't gotta like everything that goes in the sport of boxing, just like you don't like everything that's going on in your life, right? Everybody's not perfect, right? Not even their own respective job. You know what? You probably hate your job, but you keep on going because you need to pay the bills. Sometimes these guys ain't happy also fighting and dealing with a dumb promoter, but you know what? They got a family to feed and they ain't taking no pay cuts for nobody that doesn't put their life on the line that doesn't put their life on the line just like them. Why should they take a pay cut for everybody else outside? Why? Because there's no money there. I'm gonna tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen. I want anybody in the entities of boxing, any boxing personnel that deal with money. There's always money in the pot for fighters. Always. And I want anybody in the boxing community, that does business, to come here and punch drunk and prove me wrong. There's always money. And I'm talking about the money that each fighter, especially the elites, there's always money there and they will be satisfied with it. The problem is not the fighter. The problem is not the fighters that entertain us. We going at the wrong people. If you want to go after somebody, is those behind the scenes, is those other hands in the cookie jar. They are the one that's not willing to take those pay cuts. And because they're the one that's not willing to take a pay cuts, we're not seeing the type of fight that we want to see under the circumstances of the pandemic. Am I asking them to take a pay cut too because they made their investment as well? They want to gain their revenue and stuff like that, or their profit? No. But this is boxing. And this is boxing channel. I'm all for the fighters. So if y'all all for the fighters, you're hardcore boxing fans, how about y'all quit going after the fighters and making them feel less than what they not less. Stop trying to make them feel less. Stop trying to make them feel like they worth less. Because ain't nobody trying to make you feel that. If somebody try to make you feel like that in your respected life, you probably want to smack the ish out of them. Let's keep it consistent. These are modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. But Crawford, don't budge for nobody. You keep that price. You keep your value. You don't take no pay cuts for nobody. You are a walking Hall of Famer. Errol Spence, you don't have to take a pay cut for nobody in the welterweight division. You have done your due diligence to get paid the way you get paid. If y'all can't make it happen, y'all can't make it happen. There's other fighters and there's other accomplishments out there. This Punch Drunk Boxing. Y'all already know, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.